Guys, you need to understand, for compilation and execution in Java, what you used to do, Java C, and then whatever start.java, blah, 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 and then Java command for executing it. There is another way of executing Java as executable jar files. Okay, guys, how many of you have used this command, Java space hyphen jar and then file name dot jar? Guys, how many of you have used this command, Java jar file name dot jar? Can you just put it into poll? How many of you have used this command? This is another way by which a Java application can be executed using executable jar file concept. So we can create a jar file in that main method, whichever is available. And if you run with like this, it automatically goes and executes that main method. This is the command, Java space hyphen jar, and then provide the jar file name. How many of you have used this kind of a command? Please put it into poll. Used. So we are learning one more variation, even if you're not aware of this. Yes or no? Just put it into poll, guys. Put it into poll. How many of you used this? Oh, okay, majority have not used it. No problem. This is one of the way. Go ahead, explore this concept. Okay, in core Java, this is one of the way by which we can execute a application, executable jar file application. Okay, okay. Around 30% members know it, remaining not, no problem. This is also one of the way. So in this jar file, your Java class will be available with the main method. When you execute the command like this, Java space hyphen jar, automatically this main method will execute. Inside the main method, this line is available. This class which is passed here is annotated with @ Spring Boot application. Basically, the entire Spring Boot application comes up. This is one more way by which we can start a service. Okay, another approach for starting a Spring Boot application. Basically, this is running a Java class, nothing more than that. It's not specifically for Spring Boot application also. If in the main method you write Spring Boot, तो Spring Boot ban jata hai, right? Otherwise, it's simply running a Java application. Another approach for starting Spring Boot application like this. Inside main, it is going to do this remaining drama. So guys, please understand, what is going to be our next approach? Think along with me clearly. We have the code here with us. Our step number 1 is compile the project code. Guys, core Java basics, compile the project code. Step number 2 is build a jar file. So in our local machine, these actions will happen in our local machine. Compile the project code, build a jar file. Step number 3, copy this jar file into AWS EC2 machine. Local say copy it there. This process is nothing but deploy process. Kya ho gaya guys? Build and deployment. Further, deployment activity even includes restart the service or restart the project or service in EC2 machine. This simple process is called as build and deployment process. It's not complicated. It is a simple terminology, build and deploy. Build includes basically 2 steps, compiling and building a jar file. That process is a build process. And then deployment process includes copying the jar from your local machine into AWS EC2 machine and restarting the server. That process is a deploy process. So in order to make this system come true, locally, we need to compile it, we need to build a jar file and then take that, move it here, and then start the service. Multiple commands will be used. Some other tools might also be used. So guys, please focus now. Please focus. Okay. In order to build, Maven has given a very nice command for building activity. It basically compiles also and builds the jar file also. So far, we did not really care about it because we were using Spring Boot run wala method. We did not focus upon the jar file activities. But now we need it because we will follow this approach for executing. Okay, guys, focus. Local machine may we want to do build and then we want to do deploy for AWS. In local machine, we want to do build. Maven has given a command, which is what? Package command. If you do package, it is going to compile the project and prepare the jar file for you guys. The same way, the way we used to run clean Spring Boot run, now we will do clean package. Two commands together. Basic command will be package. It groups things together. So simply doing clean package, it will compile your Java project and it will prepare the jar file. Let's see that happening. Okay, guys, everybody. So going back to the project, we're learning one more command, package command. Okay, it simply compiles it and prepares a .jar file. I'm going here, right click, run as, Maven build, clean package. Okay, skip test. Right now we don't have any test cases. Even if you don't run, something will happen. Okay, application will not break, but we are not having any test cases, not focusing, so skipping it. Fine. Next, clean package. Just do a run. Guys, focus. Now this, guys, just observe here. Kya ho raha hai, guys? Compiling the Java code. So right, we said compiling the Java code. Okay, and then trying to go further. Just see, it is preparing a jar file in some target folder locally, and this is the file name. Some file name and .jar. Guys, yesterday we discussed this point, right? In start.spring.io, it is said, what kind of packaging you want, jar or var? Because you choose jar and then you do Java package, MVN clean package, it gave you a jar file. If you change it to var, that is another way to package things together. It will give you a var file here when you run the same command MVN package. But in the industry, the recommended practice is to use always jar-based packaging with Spring Boot application. So you should say, how did your final thing was? In the form of jar file. That's it. Jar. So Maven. Okay. Chalo, fine. Okay. Chalo, very good. Okay, guys, let's move forward. Abhi kya hoga, guys? Build activities taken care. Okay, build activities taken care. Now next stuff. Everything is good and clear. Super. Focus. Abhi kya hoga? Deployment activity, guys. Okay. So deployment is what? The second number step, which is take the jar file. So right now our jar file is created here, guys. Our jar file is created here. We did a build activity using Maven ka clean package command, and then output may we got this jar file. Fine, build is taken care. Now deployment. We need to take this jar file from our local machine and then move it inside AWS. That is deployment activity. So local may we have a jar file now. We need to take it and deploy it onto that other place. Okay, but there is one thing, guys, you need to understand. In your core Java itself, you already know the commands which you use, right? Java, Java C. Currently, we are saying we want to use this kind of a command, Java space hyphen jar, file name dot jar. In our case, the file name is going to be what? First app hyphen 1.0 version 1. So this is going to be our file name. Now you need to understand all these commands, Java C, Java, this kind of command, it needs Java to be installed in your machine. Yes or no? If Java is there, then only you can do something. Otherwise, not possible. So that means in EC2 machine, we need to install Java. Right? In EC2 machine, we need to install Java. Now, how do we install? So, we need to first connect to EC2 machine and then run some commands. Run commands to install Java. After that, copy jar file to EC2, then start the Spring Boot application. This is going to be our next activity. Connect to EC2, then run the commands to install Java, because without Java, we cannot run this command, Java space hyphen jar. So we need to do this. After that, we need to copy the jar from our local machine to the EC2. And after that, we need to do this. Okay. Now the point is, how do we connect to EC2 machine? They go in Linux developers are using Linux machines also, Mac machines also, Windows machines also. Okay, I've seen all the three variations. Different people, different organizations, different teams have different machines, laptops. Now, in Ubuntu or like, okay, Linux based or Ubuntu based machines or Mac machines, they have very good terminal which takes care of a lot of things. So using the terminal itself, you can take care of all these activities. But in Windows machine, the command prompt or even the PowerShell is not having all those capabilities which a Mac or a Ubuntu machine-based terminal is having. So there is another software called as Mobax Stum. There might be multiple ways. One more software, guys, Mobax Stum, MOMAXTERM. Okay, Mobaxstum software for Windows users. You just install this, and using this, you can connect to the EC2 and perform multiple actions as well. Okay, now let's say you want to know, logically, you know that I should be able to connect to EC2 machine. We know that security wise, some private public key is there. Just assume we don't know what command it is. Where will we go? Guys, do it right now. Can you please go to ChatGPT right now and ask this question to ChatGPT? Okay, I want to connect. Guys, put it in ChatGPT. Okay, give me command to connect to EC2 machine, AWS EC2 machine. Okay, I have x.pem file in, okay, to securely connect to AWS. Just ask this in ChatGPT, and whatever response you are getting, just paste the response in this YouTube chat, guys. Chalo. That's what. Nahi aata, internet has it. You just think need is there. We have to connect there. Then only we can install Java there. Without connecting, how can we do it? Right? So guys, go to internet and then ask for this question. Whatever command is coming, try to share it in the YouTube chat. The recording is available. You can watch it again, guys. But practice is important. SSH-I provide the PEM file, then user, and then IP. Very good. Super. ऑलरेडी बंदों को मिल गया, ऑलरेडी मिल गया। सुपर, देखो ऑलरेडी पीपल गॉट इट। Username @IP. SSH-I is the command where you specify the PEM. Super, that's what, guys. Logically, if you think, all the answers are available on internet. Now, when you practice this command many times, you start remembering it, and then you tell during interview, using SSH-I command, I have used it. But how do you approach this? By thinking. There is a need, you go to internet, find, use it, and check it out for yourself. Okay, very good. Thanks for sharing it. Let me take one of the command which you guys have shared. Okay, and then we will customize it to our requirement, guys. Okay. Chalo, everybody, I will take one of your command. Chalo, let's take one of the command. Okay, SSH-I, this command, Harshvardhan ka, we will pick it up. Let's go here in our notepad and try to customize to our situation. Okay, SSH-I, we need to specify the path of the PEM file. We have already copied the path of the PEM file here. Where is the path of the PEM file? Where is the path of our PEM file? Here. So we have copied it here. Okay, using this command. Dekho guys, if you use /, 1/ is okay. If you use backward slash, then 2 slashes are required. Please be aware of that. If you use backward, then 2 slashes required. If you use forward, only 1/ is okay. But the command is SSH is the command. -I is okay, securely which file you want to use. Next, by default, just be aware. EC2 machine, when you are creating, a user is going to be created with the name EC2-user. This is the default username which will be given for your EC2 machine. So we can keep it like this, EC2-user. Okay, so this is syntax. Next, @ is the separator. So guys, EC2-user is the name that is going to be provided. And then @ and then it comes, okay, specify the IP of your machine, your EC2 public IP. We will find this EC2 public IP inside AWS console. We will go here, go to AWS. Our service is up and running. If you scroll here in the details section, you are seeing public IP address. Like this is the IP. So we will copy this. Okay, copy 13.201.20.198 and then we paste it here. So guys, this became the command for connecting to this IP using EC2 and security keys like this. Let's see whether this works. But comes the question, where should we run this command? For Linux, terminal. Linux and Mac, terminal is okay. But for Windows user, you install Mobaxterm software. Okay, guys, we are going to give you, already yesterday we shared this, session notes related location. All the week 1 related material and notes, everything will be uploaded here. In the WhatsApp group today also, we will remind. Generally, if you directly download it from internet, Mobaxterm takes a lot of time for downloading. So we have taken the zip and uploaded it here. This will come to you quickly. So you can simply get the Mobaxterm from this place itself. It will be fast for you. Okay, fine. So get it from here. Internet se loge chalta hai, but it takes a lot of time. So we have made the Mobaxterm zip available here. So download it, extract it, and then launch it. It will be launching something like this. Okay, start local terminal. Local terminal means now your local machine mein you are in. Basic commands, guys, command prompt ke, right? CD, okay, date, the basic commands all work here. Now, please understand, what is our next aim? We need to connect to this EC2 machine, and there we need to install Java. So first, let's try to connect it. Let's see whether the security is proper, whether we are able to connect. If there is any kind of error here, connection itself will not happen. So first let's try to connect it. We will simply copy this command and then go here and try to paste it. Enter. Are you sure? Yes, I want to connect. Just see what happened. Using this simple command which we formed based upon what you got from internet, but replacing it to our needs, we were able to connect to Amazon Linux 2 machine. We are not on our machine anymore. This is not our system. Our system was only till here. Once we gave this, we are now in the EC2 user Amazon system by running this command. So guys, we are able to successfully connect to AWS EC2 machine using this command SSH with security to this place connected. Very good. Now the second step. Connect. Fine. Okay. Java needs to be installed. How do you install Java? To connect like this. Java needs to be installed. Now again you have to go to internet, find the command. Okay. In an EC2 machine, how to install Java version 17. In EC2, how to install Java version 17. So I did some exploration and we got a command like this. There is this kind of a Java 17, okay, which can directly be installed in EC2 machine. This command is there, yum for Linux. Yum install when you do and you provide this package, it installs that particular software. So we just need to simply take this. Okay. Yes, once you explore how to install, you will get some command in EC2 machine, how to install Java 17, some command that we need to run it on that machine. So we will go here and then we say yum install. Okay. You need root permission. So you need to do it with sudo. Okay. You need to do it with sudo because regularly sudo means you become a root user. So do it with a sudo and then try to enter. Yeah, why? Why is it okay? You want all this? Yes, get it. Java is being installed in the EC2 machine. Generally, when you are in your projects, your seniors will take care of this initial setup, or DevOps team member will take care of this initial setup. But you never know. It's good to have this knowledge. So we installed, we connected, we installed a EC2 machine, we connected, we installed Java. How do we know we installed Java? Java space hyphen version Java 17 came here. Guys, are we clear so far? Two steps are taken care. Guys, are we clear so far? Two steps taken care. We were able to connect. Okay, we were able to connect and then we were able to install Java there as well. Give a quick thumbs up, guys. Are we clear? Okay, okay, ये हो गया. Abhi guys, next thing, we need to copy the jar file from the local machine to this machine. Okay, we need to copy the jar file from the local machine to this machine. That is our next step. Okay, guys, now if you go to internet, you will find a command for this purpose also. The command is scp. Okay, the command is scp. That is your next step. Copy jar file from local to AWS. The command is scp. Okay, let me go to internet. Let me go to internet. Okay, ChatGPT. We connected to EC2 using this. Now want to copy x.jar to some path in above machine. Give me the command. Let's see. Give the right inputs. ChatGPT will give you the right output. It is saying SCP command use kar lo. And after that, -I, you provide your security. Then you specify which path of the jar file, and then which machine you want to copy, EC2 user, at what IP it is running, and what path you want to copy it to. Guys, syntax and everything. If you have sense, internet, say, you can get all these things very smartly. So use internet more, use ChatGPT more, and whatever we are demonstrating today, practice everything using internet, not even referring to this session recording. The more you can operate independently, the smarter and faster you will learn and grasp the concept. So fine, let's copy this. First, let's copy this, and then we will see, do we need to make any modifications. SCP-I, देखो properly ChatGPT ने name proper. Next, jar file. Now guys, we already saw when we did the building in our machine, Maven package, the jar file is created in this location. Right? This is the jar file location. D drive workspace September, nothing but wherever our project is there, inside that there is target, and inside the target it is creating those jar files. Right click. Is there a refresh? Just see, the jar file is available inside target folder. So first we will go inside this target folder, and from there we will run the command. So it becomes easy for execution. What I will do is, okay, let's open a new tab. Keep the machine there itself. AWS, we are already connected. Let's finalize a path. PWD. We will move this jar file to this location on this machine. So first we will go to our local machine. So this is local, this is AWS. So in the local machine, we go forward with CD space. Here we want to get into. So I've copied the jar file ka target folder. Enter LL. We see this one. We will take this name, come here and update the command dot. Okay, maybe directly using like this. And then where we want to do it, EC2 machine @IP, and instead of some path, we would replace it with our actual machine path. We want to move it here /home/EC2. So you need to read the syntax, but customize as per of your need. So we need to place it here. So I will just place it inside this location. This becomes the command to execute. I will copy this and let's go here, guys, in our local machine. Paste it here. One thing, instead of just directly typing the class name here, I would like to do first and then tab. Let it automatically fill. So if typo and all that is there, it will be taken care. Okay, SCP-I, security key, which jar file you want to take and where do you want to take it, which user, which machine, which location, and then you do a enter. It is trying to copy. Matlab connection happened properly. Now jar file is going percentage by percentage. 70, 100, done. Okay, if you come back here, yes, the jar is available. Guys, pause gaye? Everybody, are you guys with me? Pause gaya, jar nikal gaya matlab, guys, everybody, are we on the same page? So we were able to connect, we were able to copy the jar file. Okay, chalo, nice, thanks for confirming. Picture अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. अभी तो जर्नी चल रही है. Build and deployment. Build process. How do you do build process? Maven package. It is going to build the jar file. Why jar file? Because we chose that as the packaging. It used the artifact ID and the version, prepared the jar file. Where is the jar file prepared? Target location. हो गया. Build process completed. Now deployment process. Okay, deployment. We connect to the machine. Java was not there. Installed Java. Next, how did we connect? SSH -I security key. Next, now we are trying to copy. How do we copy? SCP. SCP. Say we are copying the jar. Jar pause gaya, and we are able to see it here. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. LL. Some basic Linux commands now everybody should understand. Even developers are supposed to know and work with basic Linux commands. Mandatory. It's not optional, guys. Basic Linux commands everybody should know. Okay. LL, date, copy, move, mkdir, वो जो भी रहता है कॉलेज में कुछ कुछ होता था, right? So everything you have to definitely know. Okay. So basic Linux commands. Next, VI editor. Definitely everybody should be able to know this. Further, now we are mastering SSH, SCP commands as well. Everybody should know. Next, tail command, grep command. Everybody should know. So there are a few more things which comes, we will write it. But basic Linux knowledge and commands, every developer should must and have it, because this will be part of your job role itself to connect to the dev environment, do the deployments. In some companies, this process is automated using Jenkins. Okay, but let's say if in your project Jenkins is not there, you have to do these kind of things manually. So basic core knowledge, definitely take it. Furthermore, Jenkins will automate. Button click karo, it will take care of you. It will take care of all these build deployment activities, Jenkins automatically. But you should know behind the screen what is happening. That will make you more stronger developer. Okay? That is where we are spending time here. Otherwise, Jenkins say 2 buttons click. Inside that buttons, all the logic is written to do all this work of copying, building and everything. But let's understand the code. Okay, fine, we copied it. Guys, next. One thing you understand here, if you try to recopy the same jar file again, and just doing up arrow key, copying the same jar file again, what happens, guys? Permission denied. So you might like to deploy 2-3 times if you are making code changes. But now what is the problem? Okay, when trying to deploy same jar file multiple times gives permission problem. So solution for this is, on the EC2 machine, some write permissions are missing for this file. Because of that, you are not able to override it. Okay, so for that you just give some permission, chmod 777 to first. Basically, I'm just giving everything. Read, write, execute permission for all users. LL, just see now, read, write, execute permissions are given. With this, now you try to change, it is able to copy it. So please be aware, when you copy it for the first time, it will happen. Second time, if you are doing it, says permission denied. So file permission ka problem hai. You can simply use this kind of a command on EC2 machine, and by that way, read, write, execute permissions will be provided, and using this you will be able to copy this. So chmod and then copy again, it will work properly. Okay, fine. Next, guys, where are we? Copy deployment is done, copy is done. Now starting the service. Right from past 30 minutes, we are saying, how do we start the service? Java space -jar and filename.jar. Let's start the service and see what is happening. Okay, going here on the EC2 machine, ll clear ll Java space -jar first app. I type something and then give a tab, it fills it up. First app, and then trying to do enter. Let's see what happens. It is trying to start or not? It is trying to start or not, guys? Just see, our class name is also picked up, right? Main class is where? In our Java code. Main class is available where, guys? Main class. First app application. If you see here in the logs, that is what is there. Main thread is running, okay, for our service. And what did it hold? First app application. That class is starting with Java version 17. Super. And what is this command? Tomcat server. Guys, read the logs carefully. Tomcat started on 8080. Means server is up and running on AWS using this simple command. So guys, using this simple command, execute below command in AWS where your jar file is available. It basically starts the way here it was starting, right? Console. Similarly, it has started there also. Everything good. Now the thing is, from Postman, we want to call this endpoint add method. So far, local method we were able to work. Right? Now service is there. It is up and running. Now we need to see whether it works or not. Locally, everything was fine. But now all of a sudden, we want to do it on this service. Okay, let's see how we can take care of this thing. Let's see how we can take care of this thing. We just need to replace, guys. What is the syntax? HTTP colon localhost. Instead of localhost, it says where your server is running. So server IP. Yes or no? Server IP. Colon port. We know the port. Port is what? 8080. Happy, no problem. 8080. But what is the server IP? It is not localhost anymore. The command is changing. It is not localhost. It is IP address where we did our copying deployment, the public IP. So यहाँ पे we need to rewrite this URL endpoint. With this, it will connect to cloud environment. So in the Postman, okay, don't call local, call rather the IP of cloud. This is how we have to make a call. Okay, guys, now I'm trying to hit it. Let's see what happens. There will be some problem. Dekho, it's not getting any response. Okay, it's not getting any response. Nothing is happening. We made all the changes. The service is also running, but response is not happening. That means there is some more configuration missing. Dekho, timeout ho gaya. It did not get a response. The reason for that is there is one more AWS configuration which you need to understand, guys. That is AWS security group. Don't worry, it is not that complex. AWS security group, in which you have to configure which ports can be accessed from outside. This is what is this configuration. Currently, we created a EC2 machine, but we have not given 8080 port to be called from outside. For that reason, it did not connect. So even though the service is there, the service is running also 8080, it's occupied, but outsiders are not allowed to connect to this port. In order to allow that, we need to do configuration of AWS security group. Clear, team? Clear? Yeah, new things are there, but that's what you learn. That's what you learn. Okay, guys, are we clear? Okay, let me put a poll here. How is your current understanding going? Okay, security group configuration. Your current understanding. Okay, 5, 4. So simple, guys. Don't complicate it. Things are simple. Just that it is new. You're listening for the first time. 1-2 times you do this hands-on, everything becomes very clear. Simple. New commands, but thought process samjho, and then do it practically. It will be very easy for you. Okay? Just it is new. New remains new until you make it old. Okay? So our my faculty used to say this. New remains new until you make it old. So practice is so many number of times it will become old for you. Okay, recording is available. Watch it again, set it up when use internet wherever it is not working for you, ask chat gpt, but independently try to do all this. It is going to become interesting. Session is not yet done, we still have to complete these activities, so please focus. Khatam nahi hua hai abhi. Okay, security groups, where do we apply security groups? Okay, where do we apply security groups? Let's check it out, that one. Okay, let's check it out, that one. So we come here in the machine, there is something called as security tab. We come to the security tab. Okay, security tab. You come down. There is something called as security groups. So guys, EC2, in that you have chosen the machine. In that earlier details were there where you were copying the IP. There is another tab there called as security. You go inside that. There is security groups available. This inbound rules means which port incoming people can connect to which port. That means inbound rules. Outbound rule means, guys, thoda sa yahan pe understand. We are talking about EC2 machine. Inbound rules. Okay, team, focus here. Inbound rules says incoming, which ports are allowed. Outbound rule says this machine can connect to which outgoing place. That is what it is. Okay. Inbound rules will talk about whenever any incoming is there, where it connects. Inbound rules. Outbound rules will talk about if this machine wants to connect outside, where it happens. These kind of two rules will be available. Okay. Inbound rules, outbound rules. Now, currently, just if you see, with regards to this machine, guys, we are able to see here 22 is configured as inbound rule. You need to understand, when you use this command SSH and SCP, when you use the command SSH and SCP, in such cases, the port 22 is used. And because it was allowed, so we were able to run these two commands. That knowledge you should get right now. Guys, are we clear here? SSH and SCP. These two commands use port number 22. Because of that reason, we were able to connect, because in the inbound rules, it was allowed. Now we are saying we need to allow this configuration also. What is the configuration? 8080. 8080. We need to allow this port also, so that outsider can connect on this port. Currently, when we try to call from Postman, it is not able to connect. So we need to allow that connection to happen. How we do that? We do that as part of the security settings here. You just go ahead, security groups, click it, open it into a different tab. Then inbound rules is available. So we went to that security, opened it in a different tab. Inbound rules met 22 is currently configured. Now here you do edit inbound rules. We need to allow 8080. So you can just click add rule, custom TCP, continue with that custom TCP. Which port you want to allow? 8080, right? That is our port, 8080. Okay. And then from where do you want to allow? You can specify which IP can connect to this port. If you choose 0.0.0.0 means from everywhere this IP can be connected. So people can use this security information to give access only for specific IPs also. But currently, for our testing purpose, let's give it generic access. So we are saying 8080 port should be allowed to be accessed from everywhere. Nothing but in my local postman, when I am trying to make this call, For this public IP, 8080 should be allowed. So that is how we are trying to enable it here. 000 means everyone. 8080 custom configuration, the custom TCP. This is the port. Anybody from outside can connect to 8080. This is the inbound rule configuration. Let me repeat. From the outside world, let's say postman, we want to connect to this machine on this port. In order to do that, in AWS, we need to edit inbound rules. There we will specify which IP can talk to this port incoming. So 8080, we are allowing it, and then click on save rules. Click on save rules. Go back to our machine. If you don't use EC2 for a long time, it becomes inactive. Okay, because otherwise AWS ke saath your connection and network is established for a long time. So AWS by default, if you are not doing activities here, it will terminate the connection. So connection reset ho jata hai. So you have to make sure that you again reconnect using the same previous command, SSH. So be aware of that. So if you keep it idle, connection resets. Okay, here we are. LL Java space -jar first app.jar Spring application we are trying to bring up. Application failed to start. The previous port is already running. Looks like when the connection was reset, this port is already running. Now we have another problem. We are not able to start the new port because previously when we started, that port was already running. Now we have to see how do we find and kill this again, right? Port is there in your IDE. We went here, clicked on red, but here we don't know where is that red button. So you need to again go to internet. Okay, 8080 is our port. And now go back to ChatGPT. Okay, how to find which process is running on port this in Amazon Linux 2. Let's see what command comes up. So use internet. Okay, it is saying sudo lsof 8080. Let's copy this. So by that way, let's see. Okay, 8080, we are able to see some port is running 7878, and it's a Java process. So this is one command which will specify which guy is actually, which process is running and occupied your port 8080 on Linux. We are able to do this. Okay, there is one more command, guys. ps-ef grep Java. Just see, using this command also, ps-ef, it tells all the processes which are running in the system. You combine it with a grep Java to find the Java processes. So the point is, in IDE you were able to kill it straightforward. Here we don't know what it is, so you have to look the process. And here see, using this command also you got the same process 7878. And when we did ps-ef grep Java, this is our command, Java space -jar. Currently it is up and running, which we ran earlier. It is also occupying same PID 7878. So guys, two commands are there, either directly based upon port you can find, or if you know that you have a Java process, this is another command, okay, to find which process is running currently on port 8080, or which Java process is there. Some commands which specify. So what we need to do, guys, kill the previous one. So Linux has given a command, kill -9 is force kill. Then you pass the process ID. If you use this, previous command gets killed. Okay, how do we do this? Kill -9. So process ID means this one, PID 7878. So we just need to use this kill -9 and then use the process ID. Enter. Looks like it is gone. If I try to now grep it again, gone. That process is not available. If we try to do that previous command again, sudo, gone. So by this, guys, they go now. If you're stuck, logically think, okay, now where do we find? There is no ID. But yes, you know that there is a port. Then you have to go to internet. Okay, this port, which process is running? How do I kill it? ChatGPT will give you, first run this command. It will tell you the PID. Then kill command is available. Like this, you need to research on internet, guys. By your own self, you need to research on internet and solve your problems. By your own self, you need to research on internet and solve your own problems. Now, guys, where we are trying to restart the service. So let's go back here. Let's go back here. Okay, kill ho gaya. Java space -jar. Okay, there is another shortcut. Okay, let's not get into all these Linux based, but Control R, so you can find the history of previous commands. But I'm doing this and enter. Let's see whether the service runs properly or not this time. Okay, super. Tomcat started on port 8080. चल गई ये गाड़ी, चल गई ये गाड़ी. Okay, Tomcat started on port 8080. Now from Postman, we are going to call this and see what happens. This IP, this port, API/add, and then hit it. We got the response, and what do we see? Yes, the entries are coming. Yes, the entries are coming. We call it again. Yes, the values are coming. Guys, if from your local you do this setup, okay, call this endpoint from your local, you also will be able to call. Looks like some of you guys are trying it, but unfortunately, you're using a get method. Get method do not work because our code is for post method. So that is where it is saying get method is not supported. You need to create a post method and then in the body use this as the JSON. Automatically the further work is going to happen. For example, I guess somebody called 20 and 1. So some of you guys itself called 20 and 1. So response came properly. Rest of the team members are trying with get, response is not coming because get is not configured. This is what it is. Somebody else tried with a 0 and 8 post request processing. What is happening, guys? Add method is publicly open. You guys are also able to call it. I am also able to call it. The simple core Java method, now we have publicly opened it. Now that is what is a web application where API is called by other guys. Now I'm doing a Control C. Okay, Control C kar raha hu. Okay, just try to understand. Few more things are there. I did a Control C. The process is killed. But it should not happen like this, right? I cannot keep this machine up and running. So guys, just understand. This command we ran. Fine. This command we ran. Server is coming up. Okay. And now I'm trying to call. Response is coming. But if you kill this, yes, other guys are also using. If you kill this Control C, basically the service is down. It will not work. What does this mean? If I'm just closing this, service is dead. It cannot be like this. It means you have to always keep this command up and running, or even keep it active and then close the tab the way connection reset happened. No, this is not the right way to run your Java service. You need to run the Spring Boot application as a backend process. Background process should happen. So guys, that is the next learning here. We will run the command like this. Okay, what is the command? We are running the command like this. But as soon as you close this, your service is coming down. Means this is not a permanent solution. You need to run this command as a background process. For that, there is another command available in Linux, nohup. Using nohup, you can actually do this. Okay, for the syntax, let's go to internet back again. Okay, how to use nohup and run below command as background process. Ask the internet. Let's see what comes out. Okay, दे दिया syntax. Okay, it gave a syntax. What is the syntax? It is going to run this, and whatever output was coming, it will write it into some output.log file. Currently, if you run the command like this, Java space, it is printing all the statements here only on the machine. Okay, not good approach. Not good approach. Killing it. If you run it like a nohup, basically it will run, and all of these statements which are coming will be printed in a log file using this simple arrow. Along with that, okay, redirect standard error to the same file. If any errors are also there, it will also be returned to the same file. This is what this guy is saying. Okay, if you put like this, even errors is going to be returned to the same file. So you can simply copy this command. First, I will paste it into Notepad, so this becomes handy for you guys also. Run it as a background process. Means you don't have to care about Control C and what will happen. You just run it like this. Even if you close the machine, it will keep running in AWS. Okay, so we will go here. Now we will call this. Just see, the process started and we are out actually. Console is not logged. Okay, but if you go here, one output file is created. If you want to tail, there is another command, tail-f output.log. Just see, here the logs started coming. Now when you guys are running something, it is all printing here. Maybe some of you are not passing proper syntax for JSON. That is where it is failing. Your JSON structure is not proper. Some guys missing double quote, some guys putting use internet for these basic things. Your problems will be sorted. Use internet for all these basic things. Experiment with it. How to write a JSON syntax. Now multiple members are correcting. Now system has started working properly. And guys, go. Even if now we are doing Control C, it will still run because it is running as a background process. Right? We are still getting the responses. It is running as a background process. Now, if you want to kill it, ts-ef grep kill -9 and then like this, then the process gets killed. Guys, are we understanding this? Okay, abhi process kill. Now if you try to access, it is not going to happen. Yeah, because the process we have killed it. Guys, please know, this is all testing we need to do in order to connect with AWS, deploy on AWS, redeploy on AWS, restart, manage the logs, look at the output.logs and test it, security group configurations. Guys, even without knowing how to write a controller, we coded, we deployed on AWS and we tested it there. Practice is required. It's only a matter of practice because a lot of new things you might have seen for the first time. एक बार practice करो, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. Okay. Now let's say, I said in the beginning, we have still 10 minutes to end this call. I said in the beginning today, guys, even if you don't want to run it in AWS, you want to do the testing in your local. How exactly we can do that, right? So that AWS is not required. The same process, you can do it in your local. Few commands will change, but remaining remains the same. How exactly to do that? Guys, chalo, let's focus. How to run in local and practice like AWS. because unnecessary, if you're concerned, billing will come, this will happen, that will happen. How to run it in local? Few commands you have to customize, but process remains the same. Okay, what exactly it is? Chalo, let's do it. First, in your local machine, create a folder where you would deploy and restart. Just the way AWS is there, like this. For example, we will go in our folder. Where is our project workspace? CT workspace, September batch. Let's say in this workspace itself, I will create a folder. Let's assume the way Ubuntu ka Linux ka folder was there. Here I will create a folder. Let's say deploy. Some name, give any name. What we will do is, we will do step-by-step actions. Build and deploy. First, we will use Maven clean package. Jar file will come. This is going to give you jar file. Second, copy jar file into deploy folder, which we created right now. Mobaxstum say, okay, this all you do it via Mobaxstum. Don't use anything else. Use Mobaxstum only. Copy it to deploy. After that, you simply do the same Java related stuff. Java space -jar and run that jar file. File.jar. In your local itself, this also in Mobaxstum. You will get the same feel what is happening in AWS. After that, if you want to run with nohub command, nohub, same Java space -jar, it will run it as a background process. Again, Mobaxstum say. You can do this kind of a process in your local and still get the same feel. Next, if you want to kill, okay, kill process, because ID is not involved, then you need to see in Windows how exactly you can find which port is running on 8080. Chalo, ek baar ye karke dekhte hain. So what are we going to do, guys? Step number 1. ठीक है, EC2 को तो अभी छोड़ देते हैं. Step number 1, you go to your project, right click, run as, Maven build, clean package, and then run. Clean package, run. Let it happen. Hey, क्या कर दिया मैंने? Clean package. Okay. Right click, run as, build, clean package. Yes. Click on run. Let the code compile and run properly. Okay. It is trying to clear up the first data there. It is doing compilation of the Java code now. Okay. Chalo, chalo, chalo. So running the test cases also. Meanwhile, let's come out of this. Okay, running the test cases as well. Okay, jar file is going. Building the jar file. Super. The jar file is built. Let the command execute successfully. Okay, build is success. You can go to the jar file location, guys. This is your local folder. LL date 1257. 1257 jar file is prepared. Okay, very good. Now what we are saying, this local folder that you have, which we created right now, deploy, assume that this is your AWS location. A bit commands you have to change. Instead of SCP, you just have to use a CP command. But you can do your basic practice here. Okay, you create, let's say, this folder, deploy folder. Its location is like this. Then what you do is simply copy the jar file. What does SCP command do? It takes the code from here, right? SCP command, it takes the code. There is no need of security key because you're running in your local. And instead of SCP, you simply do copy CP. What you want to copy? File name. So first is source, then destination. Where do you want to copy? You want to copy here. Give enter. So you're able to copy. The way SCP was there within your machine itself, now you're able to copy. Next, you go to that location, deploy. Same LL. Yes, your code is available here. Next, you want to start the service from this place. Same command, guys. Java should be there in your local machine also. The way in AWS, we have already installed Java. In your local machine also, Java should be there and set in your path variable. Then only you can run Java commands. So far it was not required because IDE will run by itself. Okay. So IDE will do the setting required for Java and all. But we have to manually install Java 17, set it up in your machine ka path. In core Java, you have already seen that. And then you can run the same command, Java space -jar, first app.jar. Now in the local machine itself, the code runs. The way you will test it in AWS, same way you are able to test it here. This you can practice a number of times, yes or no. Now it is running on port 8080. This is our local machine. So we can come here and now I can change this. And now locally you can do all the practice the way AWS practice happens. Local host and then shoot. Okay. So now local code is running. If you want to run it with a nohub command, okay, let's run it with a nohub command. What is our nohub command? Running it as a background process. This one. Copy, go here, run it. Let's see whether it happens in the local deploy folder. Okay, ll tail -f output.log and then clicking as a background process we are trying to run. Yes, it is working. It's in my local. I do a Control-C. After that, trying to run it. Still it is working. So Linux jaise local be it is working. Okay. Now let's try to look. If you want to now kill the server, for example, they go now you cannot run it from here also because in machine from wherever you run port is only one. If you run it from like this clean Spring Boot application, this is also going to fail. Spring Boot application, this is also going to fail because that port is already occupied somewhere else. Okay, port is already occupied somewhere else. So that means you cannot close from here. Now you have to search how to kill it in this machine. Let's try to see whether that kind of command is also available in our Windows. Same command we will see whether it is available here. Pasting it. Let's see. No, it's not available. So we need to now find. ChatGPT say, okay, how to find which process is running on 8080 in Windows machine. Everything is available on internet. Okay, how to find which process is running on this in Windows machine. Let something come out. Okay, netstat kind of command is there. Okay, fine. Let's see whether this works. Copy, paste it here. Super. 8080 and looks like this is the process ID 8816. Remaining kill -9. Kill the process. Super. The process is killed. Now try to restart the service again from IDE. I'm trying to restart. Let's see whether this works. Right click, run as Spring Boot, clean Spring-boot :run. And here we shoot. Let's see what happens. Okay, the service did not die. says Tomcat up and running in 8080. You can come back here and you can shoot from here. Yes, local is also working. Guys, are we clear? Okay, team, are we clear with all this thing? Strong practice is required. Okay? Strong practice is required. Please put that practice. Massive results will be coming. Massive results will be coming. पूरा का पूरा अभी आज दिन लगा लो. But try to at least, if not in AWS, locally mimic all these commands. If possible, set up AWS, use it in AWS. In today's session, we created EC2 machine from scratch and then used it. In our session notes, all the commands are there. Recording is available in our WhatsApp group. We will share it. Please mark the attendance and then we will close the day, guys. Hold on, everybody. Please mark the attendance for today. For internship completion letter, this attendance is very important. Please mark your attendance. We go here. Okay. Copy. This is the attendance for today, guys. Code for today is 6666. Practice is going to make you really perfect. एक round करना है. All these tools, Mobaxterm, Postman, AWS EC2, they all should be in your resume. Very important, guys. Going forward, practice this and put all of these things in your resume and say during interviews, we do projects via this pattern only. Okay? Please. Chalo guys, everybody, please mark your attendance. Please mark your attendance and then we will be closing the call. Chalo. Please summarize. What are the main things that you're learning? Okay. The top 3 things, what you got. And then today is lot of coding we have to do, guys. Lot of coding we have to do. Okay. Chalo. Okay, guys. Tomorrow we will be connecting 10 a.m. back again. Some live feature we will discuss. Plus tomorrow we will even be launching version control system, Git and Bitbucket. Very important day even tomorrow because every project is going to have version control system. Tomorrow we are going to launch that one. Plus real-time use case also we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay? So chalo, thank you everybody for your time. See you guys tomorrow 10 a.m. sharp. Have a great day. Practice it well. Practice it well. Practice it well. Chalo, thank you everybody. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Bye everyone. Bye, 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 bye. Take care. Thank you everybody. Stopping the stream.